Imagine ruling the most powerful empire on earth, commanding legions, and holding absolute authority. Yet your greatest battles are fought in silence, deep within your own mind. Marcus Aurelius, the last of the 5 good emperors, faced war, betrayal, and the weight of Rome itself. Yet he never lost control over his emotions, his thoughts, or his actions. How did he achieve such mental mastery? Today, we dive into the powerful Stoic principles that helped Marcus Aurelius conquer his mind and how you can apply them to your own life. Stick with me till the end to unlock the mindset of a true philosopher king. And before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to support our journey. Now let's get started. Number 1. Understanding the nature of control. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of a fundamental Stoic principle. There are things within our control and things outside of it. He wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This insight shaped his approach to life, enabling him to remain calm under pressure. During the Antonine Plague, a deadly epidemic that ravaged the Roman Empire, Marcus had no way to stop the disease itself, but he focused on what he could control: his leadership, his decisions, and his ability to maintain stability. Rather than falling into despair, he led with discipline and rationality, ensuring Rome's resilience. In our own lives, we constantly face situations beyond our control: traffic, the economy, or how others treat us. Yet, like Marcus, we must direct our energy toward what we can influence: our reactions, our effort, and our mindset. Dwelling on uncontrollable events only leads to frustration. Mastering our response to them leads to power. This practice of distinguishing between the controllable and the uncontrollable allows us to approach challenges with clarity. If someone insults you, their words are beyond your control, but your response is entirely in your hands. By focusing only on what truly matters, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Conquering your mind starts with one simple realization: external events cannot break you. Only your thoughts about them can. Like Marcus Aurelius, you must learn to filter what deserves your attention and what does not. Number 2, practicing voluntary hardship. Despite being an emperor with unlimited wealth, Marcus Aurelius practiced a life of discipline and simplicity. He understood that comfort breeds weakness and that true strength is forged through adversity. He trained his mind by exposing himself to hardships before they arrived. One way he did this was by regularly reminding himself of loss and mortality. He wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This wasn't morbid, it was preparation. By mentally rehearsing the worst that could happen, he trained himself to remain unfazed by life's inevitable difficulties. A modern example of voluntary hardship is cold showers. While seemingly small, they train your mind to embrace discomfort rather than resist it. Similarly, fasting, exercising in the cold, or reducing unnecessary luxuries builds resilience. If you can endure small hardships by choice, you will be unshaken when real struggles arrive. Marcus believed that luxury weakens character, while discomfort strengthens it. By sleeping on the floor occasionally or fasting despite having food, he conditioned himself against entitlement. He trained for hardship, ensuring he would not break when faced with real suffering. When we apply this principle today, we toughen our mindset. We learn that we don't need constant ease to be happy. The less we depend on comfort, the freer we become. Like Marcus, we must train ourselves for adversity before it arrives. Number 3, mastering the art of negative visualization. Marcus Aurelius often used a Stoic exercise called premeditatio malorum, the practice of imagining the worst that could happen. This wasn't pessimism, it was preparation. By picturing potential losses, betrayals, or failures, he strengthened his mind against emotional collapse. For example, he would imagine losing power, being betrayed by close advisors, or Rome itself falling into chaos. This exercise ensured that if disaster struck, he wouldn't be caught off guard. He had already lived it in his mind and made peace with it. This principle is incredibly valuable today. Many people break down when faced with rejection, job loss, or heartbreak because they never prepared for these moments. But if you visualize failure beforehand, you become immune to its sting. One modern example is the Navy SEALs. Before missions, they mentally rehearse every possible failure, from equipment malfunctions to ambushes. By the time they enter combat, they are mentally unshaken because they have already faced every possible outcome in their minds. The key takeaway? Prepare for hardship in advance. Expect obstacles, betrayals, and failures. If they never come, you'll be grateful. If they do, you'll be ready, just like Marcus Aurelius. Number 4, detaching from praise and criticism. As the ruler of Rome, Marcus Aurelius was constantly judged, praised by some, hated by others. Yet, he never let external opinions affect his inner peace. He reminded himself, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. This mindset allowed him to stay grounded. He did not let flattery inflate his ego, nor did he let criticism break him. He understood that public opinion was beyond his control, so he detached from it completely. Think about modern celebrities or influencers. Many are consumed by the opinions of others, seeking validation through likes, comments, and approval. But the moment criticism arrives, they crumble. Marcus Aurelius teaches us a different path. Ignore both the applause and the hate. Stay centered on your values, not external noise. A practical way to apply this is to focus on your actions rather than people's reactions. If you start a business, create art, or pursue a goal, do it because it aligns with your purpose, not because you seek approval. By mastering this detachment, you gain freedom. No one can manipulate you with praise or crush you with insults. You become unshakable, just as Marcus Aurelius was. Number 5, living each day as if it were your last. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of death, not as a fear, but as motivation. He wrote, "Do every act of your life as though it were your last." This mindset ensured that he wasted no time on trivialities and focused only on what truly mattered. He didn't dwell on past regrets or future anxieties. He acted with urgency, knowing that every moment was a gift. This gave him the discipline to lead Rome wisely and the clarity to prioritize what truly mattered. Imagine if you lived with this mindset. How much time would you stop wasting on petty arguments, procrastination, or fear of failure? If you knew today was your last, you'd act with courage, focus, and purpose. A modern example of this principle is Steve Jobs. He famously said, "If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today?" If the answer was no too many times in a row, he changed his course. This is the final lesson from Marcus Aurelius. Live with urgency. Waste no time on things that do not serve your growth. Take action now, because, as he knew, tomorrow is never promised. Number 6, training the mind to embrace change. One of the biggest obstacles to inner peace is resistance to change. People fear losing what they have, whether it's relationships, jobs, or security. But Marcus Aurelius understood that change is the fundamental nature of life. He wrote, "Observe how ephemeral and worthless human things are. Pass through this brief moment in harmony with nature and end your journey in contentment." Marcus lived in an empire that was constantly shifting. Wars, political betrayals, economic instability. He could have resisted these changes, longing for a stable world that never existed. Instead, he accepted impermanence as reality and trained his mind to flow with change rather than against it. Imagine applying this to your own life. Instead of fearing breakups, job losses, or financial instability, you embrace them as natural parts of life. When a door closes, you look forward to the next one. This mindset eliminates unnecessary suffering and allows you to remain mentally strong in any situation. A modern example is Jeff Bezos. When he left his secure Wall Street job to start Amazon, many thought he was making a mistake. But he understood that success requires embracing change rather than clinging to comfort. By adopting this mindset, he built one of the most influential companies in history. Marcus Aurelius conquered his mind by refusing to fight against the inevitable. He saw change as neither good nor bad, only natural. And once you learn to embrace it, you'll free yourself from unnecessary fear and anxiety. Number 7, eliminating the need for external validation. One of the strongest desires humans have is the need to be liked, respected, and admired. But Marcus Aurelius knew that seeking approval from others was a dangerous trap. He wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." As emperor, he had the admiration of millions, yet he detached himself from their praise. He understood that external validation is fleeting. One day, people praise you. The next, they condemn you. Instead of seeking approval, he focused on living according to his own principles. Think about social media today. Many people are trapped in a cycle of posting for likes, seeking validation from strangers, and feeling anxious when they don't receive enough attention. This dependency weakens the mind and gives control to others. To free yourself, you must stop measuring your worth by external opinions. Instead, judge yourself by your own standards. Did you act with integrity today? Did you pursue your goals? Did you stay true to your values? If the answer is yes, then external approval becomes irrelevant. Marcus Aurelius conquered his mind by understanding this simple truth. You will never control what others think of you, but you can control how much power you give their opinions. Number 8, practicing emotional detachment. Most people allow their emotions to dictate their actions, but Marcus Aurelius believed that emotions should be observed, not obeyed. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This applied to fear, anger, sadness, and even pleasure. Marcus faced constant stress. His empire was under attack, his wife was accused of infidelity, and his closest allies sometimes betrayed him. But instead of reacting emotionally, he practiced apatheia, a state of inner calm where emotions do not control one's actions. A great modern example of emotional detachment is Warren Buffett. Despite managing billions of dollars, he never panics during stock market crashes. He doesn't make impulsive decisions based on fear or greed. Instead, he remains logical, calm, and strategic, exactly how Marcus Aurelius ruled Rome. To practice emotional detachment in your own life, start by observing your emotions rather than reacting to them. When you feel angry, don't explode. Analyze why you're angry. When you feel anxious, ask yourself if worrying is solving the problem. Over time, you'll gain control over your emotions instead of being controlled by them. Marcus Aurelius conquered his mind by mastering his emotions. He understood that emotions are natural but do not need to dictate behavior. And if you learn to observe instead of react, you too will gain an unshakable mindset. Number 9, accepting death as a part of life. Marcus Aurelius wrote often about death, not as something to fear, but as a natural part of existence. He said, "Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to throw away. Death stands at your elbow. Be good for something while you live, and it is in your power." Instead of ignoring the reality of death, he embraced it as motivation. Knowing that life was temporary made him more focused, more disciplined, and more grateful for every moment. He did not waste time on trivial things or allow himself to be consumed by petty worries. This is a powerful lesson in today's world. Many people live as if they have unlimited time, postponing their dreams, avoiding difficult conversations, and procrastinating on what truly matters. But when you accept that life is short, you start living with urgency. Steve Jobs famously said that remembering he would die soon was the most important tool for making big decisions. When he faced difficult choices, he asked himself, "If today were my last day, would I do what I'm about to do?" If the answer was no too many times, he changed direction. Marcus Aurelius conquered his mind by making peace with death. And when you accept that time is limited, you stop wasting it on things that do not matter. Number 10. Serving a purpose greater than himself. Marcus Aurelius did not see himself as a ruler who demanded service. He saw himself as a servant to Rome. He believed that his purpose was to lead with virtue and improve the lives of his people. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This sense of duty gave him incredible mental strength. Even when he was exhausted, discouraged, or betrayed, he kept moving forward, not for his own sake, but for the sake of the empire. His purpose was greater than himself, and that gave him resilience. This principle is still relevant today. Many people feel lost because they have no clear purpose. They chase money, pleasure, and status, but these things do not bring lasting fulfillment. Real strength comes from serving something beyond yourself, whether it's a mission, a cause, or a family. A modern example is Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor who endured unimaginable suffering in concentration camps. He lost everything, but he survived because he found meaning in his suffering. He later wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." Marcus Aurelius conquered his mind because he had a purpose beyond himself. When you find your own purpose, you will gain an unstoppable inner strength. Marcus Aurelius mastered his mind by embracing change, eliminating the need for external validation, detaching from emotions, accepting death, and serving a greater purpose. These Stoic principles are just as powerful today as they were 2,000 years ago. If you found value in this, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps our journey and ensures more people discover the power of Stoicism. Which of these lessons spoke to you the most? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.